Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Tombstone here, and do I have a video for y'all. Today, I got a known, well not today, but the day that I recorded this video, I got a known. It's my 4th match ever playing as him, and I'm going for his adept, because that's what I always do. When I get a new killer, I always go for the adept first. And we get some extreme survivor salt. We load in Thompson's house, we get some extreme survivor entitlement and salt. Probably more than I've ever seen in all of my hours of playing Dead by Daylight, and like even on YouTube and Twitch. Like, this is insane. Me personally on PlayStation, it's crazy. So if y'all want to see the chat, make sure to stick around till the end. But you could also just stay to watch the actual match, because it is a really good match. I really enjoy it, and I come up with a good comeback, because like William Afton, I always come back. So anyway, right now I'm in chase with the Ada, and I weakened the Nia up top. I think that's a Nia. She's going to be the survivor that we have to pay attention to, because she's going to be the one with the problem. Now I want you to keep in mind where all these chases go, because that'll also come into play during the actual chats. I get a slap on her. Now watch, I don't break the pallet. I don't think I ever break any pallets except for maybe 2 on this map. So watch what pallets I break. Alright, I cut her off here with the UVX, I see her going there. Again, I'm not the best with the unknown, so I'm going to make a bunch of mistakes. I think I'm getting better now. That's just my opinion. Getting some undone value. I missed, because she little jump scared me, but we end up getting the hit there. We had some, is that unbound? I think that's unbound value. For those of you who don't know, most of my hours, alright, watch here. This jungle gym tile, I do not break the pallet. I go for an orbital, but I do not break the pallet. Alright, try to go for an orbital. Or no, just put it away. I don't break the pallet. Good detail to keep in mind. A bunch of my hours, whenever I still played DVD Mobile, back before it got ended, I guess you could say. Because for the y'all who don't know, most of my hours, like, I had like 1,000 hours on mobile, which I guess you can't really compare it to live servers, but still, it's still DVD. I played Unknown all the time, so it was a little different going to controller, but I did get used to it eventually, so I think I'm better now. Anyway, we have no hooks at 4 gens. That isn't a terrible start, but it'd be favorable to get a hook at 5. Alright, we get some, I think that's unforeseen value. Again, I just missed there. See, now I would have waited to shoot it, and I probably would have shot right here. But now I'm going to take the window. This is still the Nia. I'm going for my weekend shot, but I put it away. One thing I wasn't used to, though, was the fact that you get slowed whenever you hold out his UVX. I see Ada down here, so I'm going to go for her. Sprint burst on her. Now I'm going to leave the Nia slug, because I want to go for this Ada. Probably would have been best to go to Shack, but oh well. Nia slug, probably about to get picked up. I just completely whiff on Ada. I have to break Shack pallet, eventually. Okay, we can hear. One thing for all you new killers, you always have to break Shack pallet unless you're Doctor. Because then you can do a special tech with Doctor. It basically just traps the survivors in Shack. But besides that, you really have no other option. Unless you have some play, depending on killers. But most of the time, you're going to break the pallet. Lyra's up there. I do see her. Now, if you don't know, I have the add-on that makes everyone automatically weakened whenever they complete a gen. So if they complete the gen, they become weakened. So it just adds more weakened states. I probably should have hit off the window there, looking back now, but no, I don't. Chasing the knee again, she's not weakened yet. She lost this pallet. I do break this pallet. But keep in mind, the jungle gym behind me, I did not break that pallet. So there's that pallet, and there's every pallet from there to Thompson's house. Get the weaken here on Lyra. I also want you to look where I am the entire time. I'm never going to the house or anywhere behind the house. I'm always in this like one tiny area. And I'm just getting spun like crazy right now. I don't know what it sounds like in the recording, but yeah, it must be insane, the spins. We got Michaela here. Now, one thing they should have done is Michaela or whoever's right here should have went back and dispelled that clone in Shack. It just happened out of luck. Again, new to unknown. I do know the fundamentals of unknown, so we do get Michaela here because of the unforeseen value. She didn't see me coming from behind. That sounds very wrong. Alright, she's going for the blind, but I'm not a mall. And I get this basement hook. Remember this hook. It'll come and play later. Now, if they would have got rid of this Shack clone right here, everything probably would have been different. We're down to 1 gen, 1 hook in the basement. 100% if you got rid of the Shack clone, we would have 100% been different than how this match actually turns out. Injury on Lara. Injury on Nia. Everyone's injured, everyone's weakened. This is really good for me. I'm going to change Chase over to Lara. Go for an orbital, but I don't make it. I decide I'm going to continue after Nia. I'm going to watch. Now they chase her. I end up getting down here, but I know Lara's going back, so with game sense, I'm going to teleport back to Shack. Again, if they would have got rid of that clone, everything might have been different. They probably would have got the save, but because of that, they don't. And I do miss once, but I do end up hitting Lara, downing her. And now I'm going to follow Michaela up the steps to try to get her... try to run out her basic BT and get Lara down. Now we need one person. Now I know the only person left up is probably where they are going to be, so I'm going to go after the Nia coming back. I want to try to get a bunch of people down. Alright, teleport here in the Shack. I teleported in the Shack and got this team 3 times with that same trick of teleporting the Shack. And if they just would have got rid of that one clone whenever I was over there, everything probably would have been different here. And now we're going to chase down Ada. Really nothing they can do unless one of them brought Unbreakable, but I doubt it. And that is a GG unless they can 4%. So we're going to start the pickups now. And you can see that one of the Nia is about to DC. There we go, pick her up, I'm assuming. And around whenever she DCs is where she'll start the message. Let's see. And... no, she was out. Nice. Now, what you would do here, honestly, just try to loop until hatch opens. But again, I get her with the teleport trick. And now, she is going to wait, try to wiggle out again. And here's the DC. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. Right here, remember, she realizes she can't get off the hook. She decides that she's gonna DC. And also around here is where she starts to message me. So let's head into the messages and see what she has to say. Alright, so here we are in the chat. And I honestly wasn't expecting the salt and entitlement I would get from this guy. And I wouldn't expect the length of this conversation, which length over an hour 30 minutes, I think, at max, which is pretty crazy for a DB chat over one video game. And I'm always trying to get peace in this chat, yet he is continuously trying to prove himself that he's better, which also tells me that he's not going into another match when playing. Like, he's not going in match, he's staying in his queue to type all this up. So he's focused on this one match for like an hour, And after this, I ended up playing like 3 other matches before I just stopped playing DBD. And I start responding because I know I'm about to get this crazy chat. So let's go over what he said real quick. So to start off, he typed in bum at the beginning whenever I was hooking. So I decided to reply back. The fact that the only word you can come up with is bum just shows your lack of intelligence. Simple thing, just kind of, I guess, helping, just kind of making a comeback. And he says he has a bachelor's degree in ME. So then, so you're basically proving that you're smart, right? Because you have a bachelor's degree. Then why are you chatting in a PlayStation chat? But okay. He said no need for a synopsis on you losing a match and deciding to slug it to bring it back. Yeah, so he has a bachelor's degree, but apparently he has a terrible memory. So then I say, bro, what? I didn't slug once. I got my 4K. Laughing. This is insane. The man with that degree is crying over a video game of Dead by Daylight. So he says, you slugging 3 of us for the 4K wasn't slugging. No, it's not. And he's not even talking about the 2 times in that match that I'm pretty sure I did slug like 2 people, but all those were going into other chases. He's mentioning the part where I'm trying to get my 4K, slug 3 of them for the 4K to get my adept. I'm doing a adept challenge. What? So then he comes out my YouTube channel saying, yeah, you trying to make it famous with that sorry eye YouTube account. Laughing clown emoji. Now, heads up, this dude is a streamer, and at the time he was streaming, which I don't understand, why are you streaming and typing and chatting this? I don't get it. And don't worry to that guy, I'm not gonna show your name. Even if I did show the name of you on the PlayStation chat, if you type his name in Twitch, he doesn't come up. Funny, my YouTube channel does come up whenever you type my channel name. But anyway, he says, no, because I'm trying to get my adept. Funny you're saying that with your 2 viewers on Twitch. Me to see that he's on Twitch, and him. And 50 follows on Twitch. It's harder to get follows on YouTube than it is on Twitch. I have 52 as of now. He had 50. So I guess you could say technically I have more, but whatever. Then he says nobody cares because he can't come up with another comeback. He can't stand up for the comeback that he tried to make, the shot that he tried to make. He can't defend that anymore because he knows I got him there. So he abandons that. Then I say, so then why bring up my YouTube? Grow up. If you have a degree, then focus on getting a job. Or if you have one, spend your time doing that instead of crying in PlayStation chats. Yeah, he calls me a bum. Again. When he's someone crying in my PlayStation chats over Dead by Daylight. Funny. Yeah, okay. And he can't come up with any other insult besides bum. Even though he's crying in my PlayStation chats, so projecting is crazy. So then he says, it's in my name. Probably talking about my YouTube channel being in my name, which I don't see why that's a problem. I have it for, I guess you could say, advertising almost. If I play a good Scratch Me or Myers game or something, or if I play really well, and the person sees me, be like, oh, that's cool, and maybe join the channel. I don't know. I mean, it's not a crime. And I say, okay, and your profile says your Twitch, because whenever I clicked on his profile, it said he was live. And how do you think I found your stuff? He says, I don't really care, because he can't back it up again. So he is abandoning this insult. He's abandoning this shot again, because he can't say anything. So he decides he's going to leave this part of the conversation. So I say, then stop taking shots at me. Say GG's, dude. He says, or I could not. But you couldn't. We don't have to do this. And you can stop looking like an idiot. So I say, yes, but then you look like a bigger idiot. So then he says, to an idiot. I guess he's calling me an idiot, but I'm not the one crying over a loss on Dead by Daylight. And I'm actually trying to resolve peace. And none of your words in any of the chats up to this point has led to above 4-letter words. And it's insane how you're... Okay. It's just crazy, the projection. It's been 20 minutes now. It has been 20 minutes. Ain't no way you're still on this. Focus on your game and try to get better. Then you can bag and click at the gates like you'll do when you do make it out. because that's what these type of servers do. If they act like this, more than not, they will always click, flash, teabag, do everything at the gates, every stun, every window miss, every spin, every loop, everything. It says you weren't better. Or well, before that he goes, but crying in these chats don't help you grow in gameplay. They just make you worse because you can't accept that someone is better. And so you don't try to get better because you think you had done no wrong. The entitlement, basically. You're so entitled that you don't think that you did anything wrong, so you're not going to try to improve yourself, and you'll keep failing because of that. So then he says you aren't better. Entitlement speaking, even though I beat him in Dead by Daylight, in the actual game that we're talking about in the context of, I beat him in the contest that was the match, yet somehow, even though I beat him, I didn't beat him. Kind of contradictory. So then I say, and then the fact that you called me a bum in the first place when you were the first to type while I was still in the match is honestly hilarious. And I say, then how did you lose? Responding to his reply, you aren't better. So then he says, you lost control of the match and is the only thing you could try and crawl back in. 3 laughings. I mean, but it worked. So y'all made the mistakes that led me to win. So if I lost control of it, then how did I come back and win like that? Seems like y'all just messed up and made a bunch of mistakes, and y'all were at fault. I played the long game and I won. You played the short game, gen rushed like 4 gens, and then I ended up coming back in the end. And then yeah, I'm doing everything I can. And whenever he says the only thing I could to try to crawl back in, I'm confused what he means by one only thing. Because I'm looking back at the footage, I never did one thing. I wasn't even running a slug build. I was just trying to win the game. I was trying to get the game back. So where one gen, I can't pick someone up and hook them. With one gen, with one person on the ground and another person on the ground, I can't pick someone up, put them on hook without the other person coming to heal and having the last person go and do a gen and try to gen rush the last gen. So I'm doing the only thing that I can do, the only thing I possibly can do without losing the match. There is only one thing that I can do, because if I do anything else, I lose the match. So I say the entitlement is insane because he can't accept that he lost. Really easy to camp, hook, and then slug 2 bots in the basement. I'm confused what he means by camping, because I never camped once. Then I say, no, actually I was just playing the way I know how, and y'all messed up and lost. I can teleport. I went to the other side, finished chase with you, then went with game since I knew they were going to teleport. I needed to teleport to the basement because I knew they were going to unhook. Then, once I get those 2 downs there, I have to leave the person slug so I can get the last down. If I pick up or hook anyone, the last person comes in and heals everyone and all the pressure is gone. They says I didn't run into basement and stand there while you down the other survivor. I have no idea what he's saying here. I know he didn't do that because he ran all the way near the tractor and I downed him there and I teleported back to the basement. It's easy to win like I did when the opposing side makes many mistakes I can capitalize off of. You didn't end chase, you broke chase to run back to the hub, replying to what I said before. But I did end chase because I did down you. I'm looking back at the game right now. Yes, I did end chase. I downed you, which ends the chase. Then I went back to the basement with my power because I knew they were going to unhook. Down there I downed Lara, then chased down Michaela, who got unhooked, and down her. There are 3 down. You get up and then get outplayed and downed again. I look for Ada to find her. I end the chase and I start hooking. That's whenever you DC. Outplayed, I was exhausted and had no resources. I told you in the gameplay footage to look at the jungle gym that I didn't break the pallet. I did not break that pallet. I did not chase anywhere at the back of the map. I never even went to the back of the map. All you had to do was, instead of going to your tractor, you had to head to that jungle gym, because then you probably could have looped me in the jungle gym, went back to the Thompson house, looped me in there, and continue from there. But with bad pathing, you went to where there was no resources. You went into a dead zone. Your fault. He says he was exhausted. I don't care. I don't know if he's talking about exhaust in real life or in the game. I don't even think he was exhausted once in the game at all. I don't think He even had dead hard. He was never hooked. But anyway, go ahead and keep posting on YouTube, hoping to make yourself useful. Again, talking about my YouTube again. And yes, I will keep posting for you if you're watching. I will keep posting on YouTube, trying to make it big. Because if I try and try again, I will succeed eventually. Just maybe you won't, because you're not going to try. You're not going to try to ever get better, but I will. So I say you fell for the same trick in Shaq 3 times, I would call that outplayed. And thank you for the YouTube wishes. You can keep streaming on Twitch, trying to get big, but just know that no one wants to watch a streamer throw a tantrum in someone's chats when a game doesn't go their way. Which is completely true. I don't want to watch a streamer rage because they lost and harass another killer, survivor, whoever. It just makes them look entitled, basically. And I mean, I don't want to be known for following a hated, entitled, salty, known survivor main, killer main, you know? So then he says, you can't follow something you can't avoid, but if you say so, bum, call me a bum again. I'm streaming because my friends like to watch Degenerate. I have no idea what he's saying in the last one. In the last reply, but he says, can't follow something you can avoid, but you can't avoid it. You just don't go to Shaq, because the pallet's gone. Anyway, Shaq's basically useless without the pallet, because I just looped 3 times, and Shaq's basically useless. There's no pallet there. Calls me a bum again, even though he's still chatting for like 45 minutes, I think it is now. Then I say I'm streaming because my friends like to watch Degenerate. I don't know if he's talking about me. If he is, the fact that he's still talking after 45 minutes over a match that happened 45 minutes ago is insane. Anyway, you can fall for something that you can't avoid. You could have went to the other side opposite of Shaq, the jungle gym, knowing good and well that I'm going to do the same trick that I used 3 times. Not to mention that you can get rid of hallucinations, but your team refused to do that. Again, I said in the gameplay, if you got rid of the clone in Shaq, everything that happened in there would be ruined. I got lucky putting my clone in there. Having it in there made it to where if you go into the door, I instantly teleport and instantly get you, even if you double back. And I can get you going into the basement. If I see your scratch marks, I make it there in time. Excuse me. So, yeah. There's plenty that you can do. He says there's no pallet there and I'm exhausted. There's no pallet at Shaq, so why do you go there? There's no pallet near the tractor, so why do you go there? You go to where there is a pallet that I didn't kick in the jungle gym. And I'm exhausted. Like I said, morning. There were no resources on that side of the map. And I know you can. They started to panic, as you can tell. Even though they started to panic, then you should take the responsibility to do it. You can do it too. If your teammates aren't getting rid of the clones, you should get rid of the clones then. It's not my problem that your team can't work together. Even if it is solo queue, it's not my problem. I mean, I'm doing what I can to try to win. You do what you can try. And apparently you did too, considering all my hallucinations were still up from the beginning. And being exhausted is not an excuse. That isn't my problem, it's a you problem. There was resources on that side of the map, many, but y'all never directed chase there. I'm talking about the Thompson house and the jungle gym and all the way in the back of the map. 10 seconds of time to remove them on the side of the map where all the resources were depleted. I need that exist. I'm telling you what happened. FN. I have no idea what FN means, but if you're using it to tell me what happened, then why does it sound like you're trying to prove to yourself that you're better, even though you're making these mistakes? And I say, and why were they depleted? Due to the fact that you didn't chase anywhere else. I had no windows. There was a window in the harvester. Don't go there. Go to the jungle gym. I never made it to the other side of the map, you clown. Well, you could've if you went to the other side of the map, on the other side of Shaq, without running into the dead zone. It's your fault you ran into the dead zone, and you ran into me. I was doing the gen on that side of the map when you decided to slug me. Yes, because then I needed to TP over to the basement. Proxy camping with your power is still proxy camping, mate. Get good. It's no, it's not. That basically what you're saying is teleporting to a basement locker to guard a basement hook is camping, or putting traps around Shack to guard a basement hook is camping, is proxy camping. No, it's not. It's just using the power in a strategic way. Proxy camping is standing a little bit away from the hook, and even still, you can counter that with coordinated teamwork. I only slugged you near Shack. The house in the sloops has not been touched. How are you going to tell me when I literally have footage of the match? And let me give you a little insight into the unknown, and I basically talk about how I can't place the hallucinations where I want without doing a little trick. But again, 4th match, I don't really know how to do that. I'm just walking through. My hallucinations go where they just land. I know how to play unknown. I'm not reading that. And that's your problem right there. You act like you know everything, and the match we played is a result of your ignorance, because you refuse to try to learn and get better, and that results in your death. You don't have to be mean. You can just say GG's and move on to the next match. He says, nah, my problem is I don't care. Again, reinforcing my point. You don't care, and you fail because you don't care. And you're, at this point, you're just trying to be a piece of crap just to be one. And you think people want to watch that? I mean, please, you have to learn, if you are watching this, learn that you need humility. You need to learn from your mistakes, and you have to understand that not every match, you're not going to win every match. So just try to be a little bit more humble. Maybe it'll help you grow. Maybe it'll help you grow as a person and as a streamer. Like your YouTube channel. I was talking about my YouTube channel that's, quote, in air quotes, failing, even though it's growing with every video. Actually, I think I got like 50 views on my Springtrap video within a day, which, by the way, if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. It's really, really cool. But yeah, you can't take shots at me if you don't have the gun. You can't take shots at me if the gun is still pointing to you, I guess would be a good metaphor. I say it's fine and never try to improve, but don't get mad and rage for someone when you're at fault. He says Eerie 1, mate. Real quick, Eerie 1 doesn't really mean anything in terms of skill, due to the fact that if you drop in your MMR and you just face a set of low level killers, people who don't know how to play, like new killers who are still new to the game, it doesn't make you better. You're just facing the same lesser than killers, and I'm not saying lesser than as in like a bad way, but like worse killers than like good killers. Your MMR drops. MMR is what decides how good you are, and obviously it keeps dropping because the way you play just shows the drop in your MMR. He says he doesn't need my help. You probably don't need it, but you could use it. I mean, why not take it? Why not take it? Why not take a few advice, even if you know it? Just good to know that you're right, I guess. But you have a superiority complex, I see. Don't worry, I got y'all. If y'all know what a superiority complex means, basically it's a psychiatric phenomenon, a mental phenomenon, where someone thinks that they are always better, basically being prideful, thinks that they're better, and they boast about them being better than. Sounding familiar to someone I'm talking to? Kind of sounds like they're projecting themselves onto me. But I'm literally trying to end this chat by saying GG's, but this dude's just refusing, trying to make himself look better than he is. He's trying to prove to himself that he's better, because he can't believe it. Because he lost his entire bubble that he played in. Popped, and needs to try to build the bubble back by making himself think that he is the greatest survivor of all time. I mean, accept it, be humble, and you'll get better. So it's crazy. So then I say you started the convo. You could have just said GG, but you had to justify yourself. It's crazy. And being Area 1 doesn't mean anything if your MMR just sinks once it gets high. You don't have to be mean. It's okay to say GG's once in a while. Again, trying to say GG's, trying to end this chat. And he says, I could, and that's right in the chat. I don't want to egg him on any longer. It has gone on for an hour and 30 minutes at this point. I'm tired of this guy. I'm done. I got all my content from this chat. I don't want to egg this on anymore. Hopefully he learns from this experience and maybe gets a little better. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. If you did stay to listen to the end of this, tell me in the comments the craziest survivor or killer rage in in-game chat or PS chat or Xbox chat that you ever had, because I'd be interested in that. I don't think anything tops this that I've seen so far.